So, dear delegates, welcome to the orientation program and very good evening from Malaysia. I'm presently staying in Malaysia for some programs, and unfortunately, my network will be a little bit of weak, so that I will be switched off my video camera to continue with a smooth, uninterrupted support. Apologies for this inconvenience. Well, so let us start with our session orientation program for result-based monitoring and evaluation specialist. And today the orientation will be two parts here. The first part is for introduction of the organization and also the course administration procedure. And second part will be conducted by Mr. Rizwan Khan or regarding the course insights, the learning points, the benefits of the course, and so on, so that you will be equipped with all the informations what is required for administration and also the course value, how value adding this course is for you. So let me share my screen, and I will take around 10-12 minutes time only. After that, I'll hand over to our resource person. Welcome once again to World Academy. It's one of the largest professional certification awarding body in the in the United Kingdom, and we are working with around 67 plus countries, and we have around a long list of our programs, already. So wherever you are working, you will find us. You will find a suitable course with us. Our motto is shaping expertise, nurturing ambitions, and elevating your potential. We are a ISO certified organization. We do have a couple of ISO certifications. As I told earlier, our presence in 65 plus countries, that means right now it is 67, 200 plus programs from academic to certified. So both type of programs we do have. Our alumni size is 30,000. Out of 30,000, 30% of our alumni are holding C-suite positions. 132 instructors from 14 countries, 95% course completion rate at the first attempt. It's one of the largest professional certification institute based in United Kingdom, globally accepted credential, affordable fees. You can compare with any other institute like us so that you can find how affordable our fee is. We do have flexible payment plan. You can pay in installment, wide range of programs for every professional, supply chain, HR, project management, finance account, every professionals. 150 certified programs, 30 plus master's level program, 40 plus diploma programs. We do have our user management, learning management system, which is very much user friendly, and credential issued by Credential, one of the concern of Pearson Education Group. Our global affiliation, we are working with a couple of organizations like NQL. NQL is one of the Ofqual regulated awarding body in United Kingdom. Approved center by Cambridge Academy of Professional. Approved center by Prof Qual UK. Approved center by Board of HR Certification. Approved provider of HR CIS, HRM, and ATD. And one of the very prestigious recognition for World Academy is SHRM Academically Aligned Institute. And we do have our partner organizations, Institute of KPA Specialist, and also Academy of Business and Communication. We are also accredited by NPMA, National Project Management Academy of United Kingdom. We set our mission to become the #1 professional certification institute in the world, having presence in 100 countries. So two parts of this mission 2030. One is to become the #1. As I told you now, we are one of the largest, but want to become the #1 by 2030, inshallah. And also another one is having 100 countries presence. Presently, we do have around 60 plus countries. So we want to have our presence in 100 countries. These are our recent activities in August 2025. We did our graduation ceremony in Kenya. Actually, we did 3 graduation ceremony, one in Kenya, one in Uganda, and one in Tanzania. for our graduates over there. So a good number of graduates attended the programs. At the same time, we also run some conferences in those countries as well. In Kenya, we had our Global Professional Summit 2025. And in Uganda, I told you that the graduation ceremony was there. Apart from this, there is also a conference, International People Summit in Uganda. And then in Tanzania, we had our graduation ceremony, and also we had our conference, Global Professional Summit 2025 in Tanzania. So these are our recent activities, physical in-person activities in East Africa region. And of course, we'll be holding this type of graduation ceremony in different countries for their graduates or adjacent countries. People can also join there. The program for which we are here today is Certified Result-Based Monitoring and Evaluation Specialist. The program is validated and quality assured by Cambridge Academy of Professional, which is an UK-based awarding organization. After successful completion of the program, you will receive a digital badge like this CRMES badge issued by Credential, one of the peer certification group. There is a sample certificate and sample transcript you will be receiving. So the certificate, it will be mentioned like CRMES, which is a credential. You can use this credential beside your name. And in the transcript, the module names and also the competencies been mentioned so that people can realize in which areas you are competent after completion of this program. The success story, we have completed 10 batches. This is the 11th batch we're going to start. 375 professionals have completed from 43 countries. Our alumni are working in different organizations. You see the consulting firms, the UN organizations, the US aid, or I mean, there is also an NGO, INGO, and also the Ministry of Finance in Ghana. So that government people are there, the UNESCO is there. So, I mean, manufacturing organizations, government organizations, NGOs, private organizations, and different companies people are working with. So this is the Gambia's government official, so that you can understand that this is not a focusing on any particular field, anywhere from any industry. People are getting involved with this one. The features 4 months duration. The program is 4 months duration. Live online class like today. Class is only on Sunday, so 2 to 4 p.m. GMT. Free books and materials you will receive. Live interaction through learning management system. Why World Academics program? Job-oriented learning. Focus on competency framework. Extensive practice during the course. So you will get extensive practice during the course. Simulation exercise. Equipped with tools and formats. So yeah, I mean, instructor will provide you some tools and formats. Online live sessions and global resources. The learning portfolio for CRMES. What will be the portfolio under this basket? 14 modules, 14 practical focused modules, 42 competencies. That means each module have 3 competencies. So total 42 competencies, 42 learning objectives. So for each module, you will be equipped with around 3 learning objectives. Then 140 guided questions. That is very interesting part. For every module, we have developed 10 practical focused questions, guided questions. And after successful completion, you will receive a standard answer of these questions as well. So that will be a manual book for you, 140 guided questions and their answers will be there. Then 8 live sessions you will be receiving and 8 group activities. So for each class, there will be group activity. So these are the learning portfolio for CRMES program. The class management, there will be total 14 modules in 8 sessions. So that almost 4-5 sessions, which will contain double modules, 2 modules clubbed. session per week, one session 2 hours. So total 16 hours is the contact hours for instructor, and then review and question answer session. Class recording we shall provide to you after 1 or 2 days of the class. Class material will share within 1 2 days as well through the learning management system. All materials will be shared through the learning management system. The notification will be through WhatsApp group. Sometimes class can be rescheduled, but it will be on every Sunday, not any other day. And the module is not sequential. Any module can be conducted anytime because of there is no consequence of this modules. These are independent modules. If there is any consequential module, of course, the first one will be conducted first. And during the session, attendance will be recorded. So please use your full name so system can detect your attendance. The assessment, there will be two parts, final exam and capstone project. Assignments, final exam and assignments. In the final exam, there are 50 questions, multiple choice questions, 100 marks, 60 minutes time. You need to acquire 70% marks to qualify in the final exam. And assignment, pre-course assignment, class-based assignment, capstone project. Three types. Pre-course is for only for the learning purpose. Class-based is, in-course assignment. There will be 3 in-course assignment. For each, you need to acquire 70% marks to qualify on it. And capstone project, at the end of the program, you need to submit a research-based capstone project. So the project count is 300 marks and 70% marks you need to qualify again. So this is the assessment framework in course 3, final assignment 1, and final exam 1. So this is total marks as well. The certification, electronic certificate. One more thing, for this exam, you will get opportunity to attend the makeup exam free at cost. For the final exam, there is another option for makeup exam. So if anyone is requiring the makeup exam, you can attend it without any further fees. The certificates, after successful completion, your result will be published, and after results, 5 to 7 working days, you will be receiving your electronic certificate and the digital badge. And printed certificate you will be receiving within 2 months' time. Up to this for me. So now I'm going to hand over to our resource person to discuss on the module-wise details so that you can understand how depth the course curriculum is. And finally, if you feel that the course is really worthy for the professional, you can share through your network so that other people can also join the program if they feel interested. Mr. Rizwan, please you can continue now.
Thank you, Mr. Rupak Jahid. This wonderful, guideline that we already have. So, and we wish you a safe and enjoyable stay in Malaysia also. Yeah, thank you very much. So, is there any PPT that going through, or I don't know what is, designed by admin for today?
Nazmul, can you please share?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. So, my dear friends, welcome to World Academy, learning management system. So, well, we will have, some detail for this course, step by step. And before that, I just would like to start with some of the overview. What can I say? Overview. Management or knowledge and other things that related to our career. So one of the important things that, my name is Mohammad Rizwanul Haqqan. Let me introduce yourself. I'm a certified project management professional. I'm based in Bangladesh, but I have been working recently, some national international project supporting Bangladesh government, these type of things. Project management, monitoring framework, and capacity building and blah, blah, blah. So usually, my dear friends, we all are professionals here. So we are here to enhance our professional skills further. That is really, we plan for our career. And this course that as a resource person, I can share you already, our colleague Rupak Jahedi shared you that you will come up with some of the modules or documents or studies prepared by yourself as an evidence during the course for your further learning. For example, we will create our own M&E framework or meal framework during this session, and we will prepare our own project during the session, and we will prepare the meal framework for that particular project. Before that, we will be able to learn how to create indicator and other things. This is one main document that we are going to create during this learning sessions. Another, the project logical framework, we will have the rigorous learning practice on project logical framework. And of course, some other documents related to research methodology, and we will have the opportunity to go through some of the research methodology based document, that is maybe a baseline survey, inline survey, how the research methodology are reflected in a technical proposal for a baseline survey or a report after completing the baseline survey as an M&E specialist. So these are some of the learning documents will be repository for our learning after the completion of the course. This is the I can say the main value addition of this World Academy courses. For any courses, there are some evidence they create during learning process. And apart from this, my dear friend, so we do manage project for any organization and institution or whatever, that may be NGOs, that may be government, that may be corporate. So monitoring is an integral part of project management. So believe me, right now I'm also not at home. So we are rigorously preparing a meal framework for around $20 million project in Bangladesh. That's why there are some experts on meal are get together. I just told my colleague that I'm coming back in an hour, even though it is at night. So, this is very important things for any of the project. Experts call the meal framework is a mirror of a project. Whenever you will look into your meal framework, you will have the all sort of things of your project in front of you. So that's why it is very important. So program introduction already discussed some of the things. So based on this, also we are here to complete the result-based monitoring and evaluation specialist. We will also learn what is monitoring and what is evaluation. When a project manager do evaluation and when they do monitoring. Monitoring is a continuous process, how it is a continuous process and will be done by the internal team. And what does it call evaluation? Evaluation is an assessment, how it is an assessment, and who will complete these processes after project, during project, or in the middle of the project. Who are the people who will do, and what will be the role of the project manager or an M&E specialist deal with the evaluation process during your project management or implementation. This course will focus on developing the competencies required to measure project success through result-based approaches that you will develop under your monitoring framework. And you will be able to ensure the result and objectives are achieved while enhancing accountability and decision making for the senior management or decision makers, high level decision makers. And participants also learn how to design, implement M&E system, develop a M&E framework, indicators, conduct impact evaluation as part of the internal team, and use theory of change. Also, that I forgot, you will have also rigorous practice on theory of change of your organization based on your meal framework or organization policies. And you will be enabled to apply your professional knowledge to manage and execute M&E activities throughout the project with the confidence as an expert. So this is the nutshell program, introduction. So it's an overview. And of course, the specific objectives of this course that introduce fundamental concept of result-based monitoring and evaluation. My dear friend, I would just like to share one small things. 20 years back, we would like to call monitoring. Then we added, though development partners around the world introduced this type of important tools to get more result and effective and efficient implementation of the project around the world. Then we added evaluation. After that, we just added monitoring. evaluation and learning. We need the learning through the after the project, and then introduce L, and then we also introduce monitoring, learning, accountability, monitoring, evaluation, accountability, and learning. We thought that project management team and the implementing process ecosystem has to be accountable to the participant and the other stakeholders who are related to this. This is why we also added the accountability. This is how monitoring and evaluation are emerging that way around the world. So because this is the most important things for any project with successful implementation, and also after the implementation what you learn that will be documented, and how your documented learning or lessons learned will be implemented for next phase or next project design for your organization or your country in the same area or issues. So this is very important, and that's why it will enhance your ability to learn and have the control on the logical framework and evaluation. It will also enhance our knowledge, the data management techniques. Logic monitoring framework all about to collect data, to analysis data, get the findings, create the knowledge and decision making activities, and get the proactive decision or measures for your project for rest of the time. Because monitoring and evaluation is a continuous process, as if you can learn from your practical current implementation, and you can apply these corrective measures into your project for rest of the time. This is very important. And of course, it is based on the indicator. And of course, how you will collect data, all advanced methodologies for impact evaluation and collect data, we will have the opportunity to learn. And of course, whenever we will assess our progress based on the monitoring framework, we have to have the adequate knowledge on the indicator. What indicator will give you this type of sense that where you are, where you are now, where you would like to go. So this is how this type of indicators we will prepare by ourselves, and also we will adjust with our own project to prepare our logical framework. And definitely we will have the strength and capacity related to result based management and monitoring practices. So definitely, my dear friend, so it is also introduced by the development partners around the world. So what is the result you are creating for your sponsors, for your development partners, and for your country after implementing of this project? So that's why result-based technique is nowadays, it is a very popular technique around the world, and that's why we introduced this. We incorporated the result-based monitoring and evaluation. And definitely, so how to disseminate this result that you got through your monitoring framework, you are going to disseminate into your ecosystem of this issue at home and abroad. This is also very important. How we will disseminate our result that we will get through our monitoring system with other partners. Yeah, there are some questions I would like to request my admin colleague just to go through and to collect, and definitely we will have the opportunity after maybe after I finish this, and definitely all answer will come from our colleagues who are managing this. Yeah, definitely. So then it will prepare ourselves, participants, to implement and oversee comprehensive M&E system and framework for your organization and for your project. Sometimes we introduce M&E framework for the project if there are sponsor is there, if they have some demands, or sometimes we work under the organization's monitoring framework and project is fit into this. Can I go to the next? We get the next slide, my dear friend. Yeah. So yes, and of course, if we consider the what will be the learning outcomes, my dear friend, let me share you one thing. So output, outcome, and impact. So immediate result is the output, what we learned, and really, if this meal training, specialized training can impact or reflect into my career through my professional career and activities that will be a bit longer term and sustainable, that will be in outcome. And of course, whenever it will be a long term impact creating to my career and my learning management system, that will be impact. So what the outcomes will be created that we are projecting for this course that we are going to discuss. Definitely, M&E concept and principle will be very clear, and we will be able to apply it into our daily, professional life as an M&E specialist. We will be able to conduct comprehensive baseline survey for our project or planning that we can do, because one of the important things, my dear friend, the project management system or project management team usually introduce the baseline to start any project. And of course the end line are being conducted by outsider, and that is external, as if we can compare the progress, and we will be able to introduce this. This is baseline. And of course, implement result-based monitoring and evaluation system we can apply into our project management and during the implementation. We will be able to develop a logical framework of our project before designing the project on behalf of our organization. That is very important. Right now, after meal that we are doing, maybe from tomorrow or day after tomorrow, we are going to prepare the logical framework of this probable project that we have been working. This is how we will be able. And of course, we can apply our data collection tools and techniques for our any of these research or survey. We can analyze this and we can manage it independently, effectively applying all the techniques. And of course, we will be able to evaluate the impacts of the project created by the our implementation, utilizing or introducing advanced methodologies around the world, the global gold standard practice. And of course, develop monitor key performance indicator for our project. It will be standard. And we can disseminate the result with the stakeholders and decision maker, different decision maker or different stakeholder tiers. And any of the integrated practice based on the result based monitoring system, we can apply for our advanced practice, or any of the approaches we can be aligned with. And of course, the accountability framework that we are going to learn, we will be able to effectively introduce through the monitoring system and management. And this, all of the learning outcome will give us a competency to think on the sustainability of the project, my dear. And this is the most important things. This is the outcome of this outcome. So can we go to the go to the next slide, my dear friend? Thank you very much. So there are module already we discussed. There will be 14 modules, module. Introduction to result-based project management. Definitely. Because why project management, my dear friend? Because M&E framework is a part of a project, and you are a project management part of a project management team, and that's why we need to have the very clear understanding of the project management and how this M&E framework, result-based monitoring, fit into the project management framework. That is the things we will learn very early. Fundamentals of monitoring and evaluation. What are the fundamentals of this? Project analysis also. After that, how we will analyze the project, how this type of monitoring and evaluation fundamentals will be fit in with the project analysis. Of course, design of result and monitoring evaluation, how we will design these results that, that's a result based into monitoring and evaluation activities or framework. And this is very important. The module 5, we will be able to create our own indicators for monitoring and evaluation. What based? For example, my dear friend, we have been working on a primary education, improvement of primary education. One of our indicator that we will improve the enrollment of the primary education of that particular village 60% to 80%. This is if it is our target. What will be the indicators? What are the indicators? Will explain to all of us that yes, it is improved. That's why we will prepare our own indicator based on the project. This indicator will be different for the health project, for agriculture, blah blah blah. Logical framework approach analysis and planning phase, how does it work, and logical framework is another part that is also a mirror. Whenever you look into the logical framework, you can see all the parts of the project and the overview of theory of change of your organization and the project. M&E system that we are going to build, system and planning. Finally, that will be a framework that we are going to do of our project M&E framework, prepared by ourselves, individual or group, and presented, and then it will be a individual product by product that we created, and it will be remaining for rest of the life as the rest of your life. When I have some of the document that I created during this type of training and professional degree, even 20 years back, still I have. So baseline survey in the result based monitoring, how the baseline survey will be designed by you or by the monitoring or evaluation team, meal team for your project. So project performance evaluation, my dear friend, project performance evaluation is not that you graduated 500,000 children, you enroll, blah 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 blah. So this really, whenever you will evaluate the project performance, what are the indicators you set before you starting the project, and how many indicators were successfully implemented, and that really created some sustainability. It will come into overlapped module 12, 11 and 12. It will be very clear whenever we are going to evaluate our impact at the end of the project. That indicators will help you to evaluate this, and that's why these two is very important, and that's why these are the things, some of the theories, some of the tools will help us to do it. And of course, M&E data management is very important. We are getting data every day. How we will manage? So data, information, knowledge. How we will transfer data into information and into knowledge. And it will be a policy brief and documents for others, different stakeholders. And we will also, how we will disseminate this type of data, data or information or knowledge. What will you disseminate? How we will transfer, data into information, then into knowledge. And then we will disseminate this knowledge to the different stakeholders. Some stakeholder at community level, some stakeholder at national level, some stakeholder at the policy level. So this is how we will think on this. And after all 14 modules, we will have some of the documents created by or prepared by ourselves, applying our knowledge and experiences that we have also we learned during our course. So it will be very much based on the practical and knowledge and content that we will have, and we always will try to use global gold standard data and content. So, my dear friend, module one, very brief of the module one. What will module one will help us, and what are the learning here that will help us to make decision that really this course is important for my career or not. It will also, you will have the avenue to think. So we already discussed in a wide level what will be the topic. So importance of the conducting baseline survey at the outset of a project to understand the existing conditions and set of performance point, reference point for measuring progress and impact. My dear friends, this is very important. Progress and impact during the project implementation. So nobody else will do this. You have to be involved with the implementation. You are the one who will measure the progress. Also, you are the one who will transfer the progress into impact. So baseline data serve as the foundation of the that is comparison of during the project evaluation. There's a learning objective here to understand the key component of the baseline survey. So and of course develop skills in data collection techniques for baseline. What are the tools and techniques you are going to apply? Qualitative data, quantitative data, how what are the techniques you are going to apply to collect qualitative data and to collect quantitative data, and how you will analyze the different data and transform this data into information and knowledge. So what are the competencies we're going to learn from here? Analytical thinking, data collection expertise, and of course, contextual understanding. It's research, full research here. So research methodology, perception, and also the one thing I would like to add here that is not mentioned a high level, that also we will learn some of the knowledge regarding sampling. So whenever we will collect data for our baseline or inline survey, then we are not going to collect all 5,000 children's data that we are going to sampling and our sample size technique and blah blah blah. Of course, design of result into monitoring and evaluation. So it will help us. This module will cover how to design measurable and achievable result in the monitoring and evaluation. So we will have the clear understanding that we can use this clearly, what will be the outcome of this objectives, and ensure alignment with the project goal. Because, and also we will have the reason this project was taken, how our knowledge will be aligned and help us to, I mean, achieve the goal and objective at the end of the day. So we will be able to measure, I mean, uh, result for M&E activity. You can develop it. We can. It will be ensured by us. So alignment results and project goal. What are the results we are getting and the project goal? Is it in line with the project goal, or we have to change, or we have to intervene? That is the most important thing that to come out through the M&E framework. What are the change you need, and really you are on track or not? Your project is on rail or derailed. Understand how to monitor progress toward achieving results. In here, the competencies will have the goal setting and alignment. So it is very important how to set a goal. It's not a joke, my dear friend. No? So even it is very difficult, even for our personal life, how many of us we were very much able successfully to set the goal of our life, and what is our position right now, what we wanted to be, what we already been, and really what's the difference. So outcome orientation, we will have the very understanding outcome and strategic planning. So my dear friend, M&E always uh, deal with the strategy of your organization, the project in future. So module 3, fundamentals of monitoring and evaluation system. What are the fundamental things of this system? And what are the fundamental things we have to know? How to design this, how to implement it, and how to manage it. So, my dear friend, one of the sentence we are going to share very first session, that, monitoring starts when the monitoring, I mean, starts when the project just formally approved. So monitoring is the first document the monitoring team or the meal team will prepare, and based on the monitoring framework, the project will run, and everybody can reach a dashboard like this. Is the project on track or not? That's the important, that your fundamental of monitoring and evaluation. So is it a continuous process? And evaluation is a periodic process. And then we'll understand the core elements of the M&E system very dividedly, accurately, individually, the monitoring and the evaluation also. Very distinguished way we will learn, we will explore. And how to design and implement the monitoring framework, my dear friend. So definitely there will be some, ups and downs, that we are learning to prepare the monitoring framework, and then we will learn, and before that, how to design this, what will be our project, what the indicators of the project, objective of our project. Then based on this, we will design, we will develop, then how does it work, we will also implement it. Explore the roles and responsibility within the M&E system, my dear friend. Who will do what? Different people will play the different responsibility. Who will collect data, who will prepare report, who will disseminate report, different. I mean, responsibility, system thinking that we have to know, organizational skills, because monitoring framework, maybe it is for your project, but if your organization have 5 projects, ultimately it has to fit into your organizational strategy and goal. And that's why organizational goal and skills are very important to learn, and how our project will fit into the organizational goal and strategy. Competence in managing the component of M&E system, ensuring that all stakeholders understand their role and responsibility within your organization as well as your project. And attention to detail. So ensure the M&E system is properly aligned with the project objectives and performance that you are going to work based on the indicator. Yes, my dear friends. So impact evaluation. Really, we created some impact. How do you know? Let's do an evaluation, and that's how we will understand. This is the main objective, that if your project that is obvious to create, I mean, committed to create some impact, that impact might be positive or negative, definitely. Generally, the positive impact, we created or initiate any project to create some positive impact in the community, or the life of the participant of the project. So this is how we'll understand all the consequences. How does it work? And when we will say it is output, it is outcome, and it is impact. This is the important things we will learn from this, and definitely learn how to measure the long-term impact of the that I said, my dear friend. Develop skills in using both qualitative and quantitative methods that I also mentioned. So what are the tools you are going to apply to collect qualitative data and the quantitative data? What is the difference between these tools, and how you will collect and how you will evaluate, which really will give you the information whether this project created impact or not. And also behavioral I mean, and systematic efforts of the effect of the project. Really, it depends it depends on the nature of the project, and we will have all through tools and techniques that really helpful to evaluate the impact of your project. Definitely critical evaluation. So data interpretation is very important. How you interpret data, qualitative data and the quantitative data, how you will be analysis, what are the tools and techniques you are applying, and for collecting, for analyzing, and for preparing knowledge and disseminating this knowledge. Of course, behavioral insight of your community or project people before you go for collecting data on impact evaluation during your intervention. So result-based management. So what are the results you are creating? And based on this, you have to manage your project strategy, focusing and achieving measurable result throughout the project lifecycle, my dear friend. What are the project lifecycle also we'll discuss here. And definitely the emphasis, the importance of the accountability and the performance measurement. Understand the principle of the result-based management. Learn how to incorporate result-based monitoring into the project planning and M&E system. This is also important, because your M&E framework is a framework, and you have to integrate your result-based monitoring. This is one of your objective into your M&E framework through the indicators. This is very important, how your RBM will be aligned with the M&E framework of your project or your organization. Explore how this improve accountability and performance also. And there's a MEAL, MEAL, this accountability and the performance. So performance management, accountability, proactive planning. These are the things you have to introduce different ways, step by step, different stakeholders and different steps, so different level of your stakeholders category and you are working with. So logical framework approach is the most important thing whenever you are planning for a new phase. Especially even here we are going to discuss that new phase or any of the phase or you are going to implement of your project. So this module covered the logical framework approach and its role in the project planning and the monitoring and evaluation. Because my dear friend, most of the data, most of the information regarding indicator, project objectives, and others, we are going to collect from this logical framework to prepare our M&E framework of our project of our organization. That is very important, and that's why this monitoring logical framework is widely used tool that helps in structuring and planning projects with clear objectives and indicators. So we will have the clear understanding of the component of logical framework and learn how to apply this logical framework in planning and evaluation process. Develop skills in creating logical framework metrics. That is very important. 4 metrics or 5 metric that we will discuss detail during our session. So structure planning, it will help us structure planning and strategic planning. Of course, you have to have the knowledge on solve the problem of your project through the logical framework, my dear friend. Otherwise, if you cannot confirm the problem indication, solvation indication, how this problem will be solved, how this assumption will be resolved during the project, and you know the risk also here because your logical framework says there is some assumption. You can do it if the environment remain this. For example, you have been creating a M&E framework for a government project of $100 million. So it is also subject to available of fund for the next year of the government budget. So this is something also the strategic, I mean, a problem solving approach you have to incorporate into your logical framework to successfully and effectively implement your project for next 5 years. Outcome focus. What are the outcome before with every activities you are going to have during the project implementation? You have to measure this type of outcomes before you start the project into your logical framework. Monitoring and evaluation plan finally we will have. So this is one of the document that we are created. This is something now we can realize, yes, I have the expertise because I created this. This plan actually will guide you how to implement, track, and evaluate the project activities. So now you can see it is one kind of dashboard. So you created something, all the progress. This is something that really a machine that input, output. So and after input, output, what is the thing created, effect, yeah, I mean outcomes, impact, and whether what are the measures you have to reintervene, and what are the thing, where is your position right now, what are the things you need to do, how many of the things you need to do, how many of the mistakes you did, and how you will recover this. There are some strategic decisions you can take from this if you understand this very clearly. Understand the component of the effective M&E plan. Wow. So how, and we will learn how to design a comprehensive plan that align the project goal, because we are here, my dear friend, to fulfill the project objective or goal. Otherwise, nobody will hire us. So my dear friend, I am requested to be here to share some of the things with a view to as if we can achieve the goal of this project. This is a project to provide training of result-based monitoring framework to uh, uh, 12 to 15 international professionals around the world. So this is how you just try to imagine and apply for your project. This is how you will create the meal framework for your project and you will apply it. So definitely comprehensive planning ability we have to have, and we will learn through this process. And flexibility, so skill in design a plan that can adapt to change. There are a lot of changes around this world, my dear friend, every day. Even my dear friend, already our colleague Rupak Jahidi shared. So session date might be changed because it's a change. They have nothing to do. Sometimes maybe natural disaster. For example, let's say there are national internet disaster in our country. The session will be postponed. Sometimes that maybe we schedule a session plan, but they say it is really on the same day of national holiday of any country. Or many maybe international celebration, so session will be postponed, or maybe there are some disaster happen with the resource person. So this is a change. How you will manage it? How will you manage it? So this is something every day happens with our project. How we will manage this change management system that really indicate our M&E framework, we will learn all the competencies here, and detail orientation we will have. So M&E through the covering and relevant indicators and methodologies, we will learn all. Yes, my dear friend. So yeah. So monitoring and evaluation data management, my dear friend, we learn what is monitoring, we learn what is evaluation, we learn what are the why we need to collect data, how we will collect data, and after that, after collecting data from the field, and we learn how to manage it to evaluate our findings, and we will have the correcting measures. We can recommend based on the data management. So we'll understand how we'll manage, what are the tools and techniques we may use or apply to manage our data, analysis our data, and definitely there are some errors, how to avoid this, and justification during analysis, justification during collecting data, what are the disclosure will, what are the ethics that we all learn here, and understand the process of managing data, learn how to design data collection tools and techniques strongly, storage system also, how we will store this collected data, explore best practice in the data analysis for M&E purpose. And here we will have some competencies. I'm not going to detail this, and that's why I just say the data collection proficiency. 95% margin of error. I'm sorry, 95% confidence, 5% margin of error. What are the excluded? I mean, extreme high, extreme low. How we are going to avoid this data? And what with the confidence level? This is the things we will discuss here, and we will have the analytical skills, so analyzing data, generating insight, data to knowledge. This is the things and the decisions we are taking based on the data. Data driven decisions will be one of our skills after this session. And monitoring and evaluation indicators, my dear friend, that I shared you detail. You are the expert on this, and you are going to be more expert on this. That what are the indicators we are going to set for our different targets? Which indicator will tell us which story? So that will really help us to evaluate whether it is sustainable or not, whether it is created any outcome or impact or not. So the objective of this learning is that we will learn how to design and select appropriate M&E indicators, and we will have the opportunity to create our own indicators for your project based on the subject of your project. Understand the role of indicators in the tracking progress and results. So all indicators will not play the same value or weightage to measure the progress and results. Explore techniques for using indicators to measure project performance. And here the competence is the indicator development. We will be able to create our own indicator, develop our own indicator based on our project objectives, goal, and activities. Progress tracking, how we will track our progress, high level, medium level, and detail level. Measurement proficiency, competency in ensuring indicator are definitely, my dear friend, around the world. So indicator has to be very smart, whether it is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. For example, my dear friend, so your result says 50 learners completed grade 5 successfully, which is 80% of the total learner, and enrolled successfully in grade 6. So within a year. So this is how you're gonna do this. Monitoring and evaluation result that you are going to use for dissemination. This module will focus the importance of effective using and dissemination of result and of M&E activities. It covers how to communicate findings to the stakeholder. Also, there are some importance in the communication, because you are transferring data into knowledge. sorry, into information than knowledge. So this is also an expertise of communication that we are going to focus. And definitely we think that we already have these communication skills, and that's why we are transferring our data into information into knowledge for our different stakeholders who will make decisions, because this communication will not be same for all. So definitely we will. Yeah. So yeah, just allow me 30 seconds. 1 minute for this slide. Definitely, we will effectively communicate how this. Effectively communicate this M&E result to the stakeholder, and for different decision making. People at different level, and we have to understand them, and we have to create this type of content for them at different level, and develop skills in using results to improve further project performance, my dear friend. Hmm? So communication skills that though I did not see, but I share, stakeholder engagement is very important, because you know your stakeholder around the project, and action orientation. Competence in translating result into actionable insight for decision makers and for further project team, and at your organization or the project management team. Yeah. So monitoring and evaluation system that we already prepared. So it is an evidence, and this system is integration into project management, and it emphasizes the importance of designing an efficient and comprehensive system that covers all the aspects of the monitoring and evaluation for your project or your organization, my dear friend. Understanding all the component and comprehensive M&E system, what are the components you are going to integrate, and how to design this integration and M&E system into project management, because we have been working for the project, and develop skills in ensuring M&E system remain adaptable and effective. So we will learn how to design a system. Integration is skills during the M&E framework into the project management ecosystem. And adaptability, so definitely M&E system is the adaptable system, because you cannot avoid any of your elements or subject of your project. You have to adapt somehow according to your plan. An overview of the theory of change, though we are not going to detail to learn how to prepare the theory of change for a project. It's a very long and independent course, but we will have the detailed overview how does it work, what is the introduction of this, and what the basic of this theory of change, how does it work for a project and fit into the logical framework. We will understand all the applications of this theory of change, and we will be able to align and find the relationship between theory of change and the M&E framework. And we will learn to map and pathways from project activities to the outcomes, and how activities in the output and outcome and impact. So explore the role of TOC, and what is the role of theory of change in guiding project evaluation and the adjustment, because how much you acquire based on the M&E framework or logical framework, and what is the TOC, is the TOC changes or achieved that you prepare, and different projects align with your TOC. Of course, casual thinking, strategic design, and impact orientation. That really, this TOC actually, my dear friend, your project is a part of the TOC, because maybe your organization have 5 projects, all aligned with the TOC of your organization theory of change. And of course, sometimes we introduce theory of change for any particular project that work with different big components. This is how. Then we'll analyze the project. So this module will expert and project analysis, which involve examining all aspects of the project to assess the performance, its strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat of your project. What is internal, external, how does it work? And it helps the M&E professionals evaluate project activities and ensure they align with the project's goal and objective. We will have the ability to analyze project components and activities. This is one of the learning objective. We'll understand the role of project analysis in improving M&E system. We will have the ability to develop skills in defining areas for project improvement based on the analysis. Analytical thinking, again, it will more, detail we will have. risk identification is very important things, my dear friend. M&E framework also help us. So how to analyze this project, and this analysis will there will be some opportunity to get what are the risks, we how we will identify this, and what are the influential risks will harm your project, and what are the positive risks that will be opportunity, and how you will utilize this opportunity for your project, and how you will mitigate the risk during your project management, and you will learn through the project analysis. And continuous improvement, plan to check tech, my dear friend. Denim, they say that you are planning, you are doing, you are checking, you are acting. So skills in using project analysis to make data driven decisions and adjustment for improvement of the project outcome for future. And for the sustainability. This will be the last module for us, project performance evaluation, my dear friend. At the end of the day, everybody will evaluate the performance. Now we are here to evaluate our project performance that we implement for last 3 years or 2 years or 5 years. So what are the, evaluating overview and performance of a project that we will consider to analysis our project, and what are the progresses we achieve in line with the objective, and of course in line with the goal of the project. And it will help us determine if the project is on the track to meet the objectives, uh, and provide insight for further projects and future project. So objective, understand the key principles of project performance evaluation, learn how to assess project outcome and process effectively, develop skills in using evaluation result to guide the project improvement, and of course, overall evaluation expertise we will have at the end of the session in the last session. Accountability, we will grow some accountability in ourselves. So to take the responsibility also, accountability and transparency throughout the project, ensuring that all stakeholders are fulfilling their roles and responsibilities. So during the project ecosystem, reflecting practice is skills in using performance evaluation to reflect on past project and make informed adjustment to the future project. So now we can compare the project that you completed and the project you are going to take for the phase 2 or the as a new initiative. So this is how we will have this expertise and skills into this session. Yes. So this is how we are going to design these different modules. Most of them are individual modules, but definitely if there are any overlapping modules, we will go through step by step as if our learning will be sustainable and we can learn from each other. The last things I would like to add. So if I am your resource person, I am not your teacher. I will just be facilitator. We will learn together. Collectively, we will learn, and of course, our goal is to create a sustainable learning at the end of the course. Thank you very much, my dear friend. I'm eagerly waiting to meet you again. Thank you very much. Over to you, my dear friend admin. There are some questions from different colleagues from different corner. So if you please address in a short.
So
Yes,
thank you
sir.
very much.
Yes, thank you. It's my pleasure to be with you.
Thank you very much, Rijan sir, for your wonderful presentations and very deliberate one. So I think that the delegates got some insights from this course and they can understand how depth the course is, how credible the course curriculum is. So of course, that will be a very good opportunity for us to learn about these programs. So it will help us to take the right decisions. So dear delegates, thank you very much once again for your uh, time to join with us and to learn about this program. Couple of questions are there and I have answered couple of questions, and one more very detailed question. I asked you to communicate with the representative of World Academy so that the person will help you for each and every questions you have mentioned. There are 7 questions, so like say policies or etc. So everything you can discuss with our representative, whoever in touch with you. So this person will be helping you for getting all these answers. Apart from this, there is no other questions left, and of course we will share the material here.
Sir,
We will.
There have
Yes.
another question for Mr. Rizwan sir. The question is, what is the difference between M&E framework and logical framework? And other one is, what does tool are needed for data management?
Yeah, in very short, my dear friend, we will have detailed opportunity to learn on this. So M&E is a framework that you are preparing after approval of your project. So that you are M&E framework for implementation and to track your project, daily learning and evaluate your project at the end, to the end. And logical framework is a built-in process of your project before the approval, you get it. And M&E framework will be prepared based on the logical framework of your project. It's a built-in with the project proposal, and then we are going to do after the project to implement the project. This is the meal framework. And tools and techniques, there are a lot of tools and my dear friend, what was the question? Second question.
So the second question is, what data tools are needed to data management?
So it depends. So usually, my dear friend, we work in the development sector. We do not work with the huge data. So qualitative data tools, quantitative data, even you can analyze your data applying the Excel methods. eh? SPSS, statistical package for social science, Kobo toolbox, a lot of data. I don't know which will be suitable for your country. In Bangladesh, we usually use Excel, SPSS, and Kobo toolbox. Let's discuss, and I will also collect some of the international data collection tool fit for different countries, and we will share. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. So, dear delegates, if there is no other questions, we can conclude it here today. As I told you, the notification, yes, the cost is $395. I told you earlier, $395 is the total program fee. And the class will be starting from 30th of November. The first session is on 30th of November. So if there is no other question, we can conclude it here today. Thank you once again for joining, for your time. And of course, Mr. Rizwan Khan, you have a wonderful session and you spare a lot of time for us. Thank you once again for giving your time and energy with us.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
my pleasure.
Thank,
Yes, it's my
thank,
pleasure
thank you so kindly.
to be with the international experts. Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks so kindly. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Yes.
Take care. Bye.
Hope to see you soon. Okay, bye bye. Good night from Bangladesh.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
thank you for the good session.